Today is Friday, November 13th, 2020.
So, as some of you may have heard, that Hans of the Wormhat here has quote-unquote quit the YouTubes to follow more Jeebus or something. But, well, he can't keep himself off of his community tab to unironically post all the wackadoodle nonsense he comes across on a regular basis. So I'm pretty sure that this is not going to last. And thank God for that, eh? There are too few people in this world so consistently wrong about everything. I really don't know what I would do with myself without him. Probably something productive. Perish the thought.
And today I'm thinking about the sky and how it just seems to me like the sky.
Oh, let's play What Ridiculous Nonsense Is He Gonna Say? Write your ideas in the comment section right now and see if you're right. And don't cheat. Every time you cheat, that part of you that you actually like gets smaller or bigger or whatever the thing that's bad in your mind will happen. For me, my pinky finger would just grow and grow and grow, and it's just a horrifying thought. How am I supposed to get the water out of my ear after I go swimming? A different finger? No, I don't think so. Anyway, my guess is that he's going to say that the sky is a giant space blueberry. Man, now all I want is blueberry muffins. Well, space blueberry muffins, not those rubbish earth kinds. Far too small.
Is lower than it used to be.
Oh, for God's sake, Hans, come on. First time is slowing down and now this. I mean, both of those things could literally just be about you getting older. You know, time speeds up when you're an adult and that, he's grown up now and thus the sky appears closer than however long back ago. If this is his reasoning, what's next? It turns out that you're not getting old and thus more easily out of breath, but the air is actually thinner than it used to be, or something equally asinine. Well, let's see his wonderful, never ever flawed reasoning, shall we?
And now I know that there's a firmament above us, so I think...
Now you know there's a firmament above us. Well, apart from the fact that, well, there isn't, how exactly do you know that? I mean, have you seen it? I know a lot of you guys have at least seen the old high altitude balloon footage stuff, and nothing of the sort can be seen from those great elevations. You think if it was there, it would be visible, but no. Very pretty though.
It just seems to me like the firmament is lower than it used to be. Sometimes it's almost like I can see the firmament.
Like, even if there were a firmament, which again, no, but even if there was, when you take that same footage, it would seem to me that the old Fermi boy is just so goddamn far away that you would struggle to tell if it had moved at all. Because, well, you can't even see it anyway. It's like saying you can see the expansion of the universe with your eyes.
Kind of in the same way as if you have a glass of water on the table, you can, even though it's see-through, you can kind of see it through its distortion. Sometimes I feel like I can see the firmament now.
So the firmament is visible because sometimes the sky looks a bit, wibbly, I suppose? And there's no way that the air and heat could produce such an effect on a hot day. It's not like that's a well-known, well-explained phenomenon or anything. No, it must be that there is an unbelievably gigantic wall of ice or water or rock or whatever the hell you think it is today, just chilling out over the planet.
And I don't know if that's just because I'm awake now and I know it exists, or because it's lower and we can actually see it.
I have finally come to the conclusion that awake now means literally the opposite of being aware of reality, and instead it's living in a fanciful dream world where the earth is flat, that there's a conspiracy behind literally every goddamn thing, and that I am the big smart brainer boy and not an intellectually incompetent dipshit with a superiority complex.
But something that I feel these days is it seems like the clouds are really low in the sky. I don't remember the clouds being so low in the sky.
Oh my god. Dude doesn't know what fog is, does he? Nobody tell him. I think his head would literally explode like that scene from Kingsman. And I bet it's full of confetti to boot. No brain matter would explode out of there. Just a delightful shower of colour. Majestic.
And I suppose if the firmament was coming down and the firmament were lower than it used to be, I suppose the clouds might become lower than what they used to be.
Or right, or you have confirmation bias going full force, and since you have already decided that the sky is literally falling, every time you see the clouds at a distance that you deem to be closer than it should be, your brain is going to latch onto that as proof that you are right, and ignore all the times that they've been further away than usual or whatever. But that's the thing, if you want to be right about something, you have to take every possible reading into account, not just the ones that agree with what you already think. That's why you are always so wrong, Hans, because you don't know how to science, like, even remotely.
And so I just took this video this morning, and you can let me know what you think if the clouds are lower than they used to be.
It literally doesn't matter how low they are in one random video clip, Hans. They can be low. Clouds are often very low. I alluded to this before, but fog is effectively a cloud at ground level. Something that when kid me realised kinda messed with me, because clouds are in the sky, but now I'm walking through one. But you know what actually really messed with me? Was going skiing with my bro in my late teens and coming from up relatively high on a mountain and skiing into some fog, only to realise that it really was a cloud. Then I crashed into a snowdrift, did a full front forward flip, and had to be dragged down the mountain by rescue, because I'm an idiot who thinks about basic existential shit whilst going way too fast with a pair of slippery sticks stuck to my feet. Good times.
It sure seems that way to me.
And as the old saying goes, if something seems a certain way, that's definitely how it is every single time. That guy giving away candy? Well, that's just a nice treat with no possible ulterior motives. That company making you a once-in-a-lifetime offer, and all you need to do is give them every piece of information about you that has ever existed, and also the deed to your house/firstborn. Nothing to worry about there. They just want to give me a free coaster. A free coaster! Those things don't grow on trees. Well, I guess the cork ones do, but free coaster!
And of course, there's so much weather manipulation going on. Oftentimes I see, this is something that anybody should be able to see, that there's drones.
Wait, drones? What do you mean? Like military drones? Or like those quadcopter things? And what on earth has that got to do with weather manipulation? Also, on weather manipulation, I will never understand why that's such a bad thing. I mean, I know some chemtrail dipshits will be like, they spraying evil in the air. And I'm like, okay, prove it. But some people are legitimately against the idea of humans controlling the weather on their planet. Sure, it could definitely get messed up. Most sciences can. But it seems to me that the benefits of having complete control, or at least strong influence over the weather, really outweighs the potential risks. But maybe that's just the mad scientist in me wanting to send lightning storms to people I don't like's house on command. Soon you'll pay, Michael. Soon you'll pay for not sending me that free coaster. And to a lesser extent, stealing my house and kids.
Low flying drones, they try to make it look like it's a big airplane flying up high, but it's actually a small drone flying down low.
Oh, Hans. Oh, Hans, handity, hands. You mad bastard. Really? They aren't airplanes. They are little drones that kind of look like airplanes and are closer. And again, have something to do with weather control. There's just so much wrong with that. Why would they make smaller craft to do whatever it is that they're doing when a bigger craft could do more of it? And we already have those bigger planes. Not to mention, how does it make any goddamn sense to disguise the smaller drones as bigger aircraft? Couldn't they just make it something else? Something that made any goddamn sense whatsoever? Is your belief in ideas based on how unlikely they are? Because it feels like the less possible it is, the more likely you are to believe in it. And it's just so completely baffling.
And you can tell it's low because the clouds move so quickly over you.
Oh god, the layers of stupid purline in your videos, man. It's so dense I would almost call it impressive. But my neurologist is starting to get worried about the palm-shaped dent in my forehead. Clouds don't move at certain speeds based on their heights. I mean, yes, parallax is a thing, but generally a cloud's speed is based on wind speed and nothing else. A high-ass cloud can move really fast on a windy day, and a low cloud, well, hell, back to the fog. Fog barely moves at all, because if it's windy, it gets dispersed and blown away. That's why fog usually sticks around for a bit. It doesn't turbo past you like Sonic the Hedgehog on crack.
Anyways, so I just want to talk about these Bible verses. Isaiah chapter 34, verse 4.
Please don't. Like, seriously, it's always so irrelevant. Like, never in the history of ever has there been a Bible passage in a video like this and anyone thought, well, that was worth bringing up. Ugh. There's just no stopping you, is there? Well, hopefully he gets immediately distracted and goes on a random, irrelevant tirade about nothing.
And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved. I think the word dissolved there is very interesting. We know that things dissolve in water.
That version of dissolve doesn't mean what you think it means. It doesn't mean dissolving into water. It means dissolved, as in dissipated/destroyed. What do you think they mean when they say they have dissolved a business or dissolved parliament? Do you think that those processes involve a fleet of fire trucks just pissing water all over them for months? Please, 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 buy a goddamn dictionary, at the very least, so that we will know you have access to 2 whole books, if anything else.
And there's waters above, and the host of heaven might be in the water.
See, now all I've got in my head is God just chilling out in a pool, surrounded by his angel god bitches, smoking a fat stogie, and occasionally pooping. That's right, the firmament is just full of giant god turds. It's basically the heavenly shitter.
And there's this thing called, I think it's called sonoluminescence, that you can go look into.
Or, you know, since you were the one who brought it up, maybe you could, like, not make me go and do research for you. You know, nice little fun change of pace.
And, I don't know, maybe the stars remind me of crystals.
Weird, because I don't know about you, but they remind me of huge balls of brightly shining plasma that is umpteen kajillion miles away. Probably because that's what they are. And not even remotely akin to a goddamn crystal. And of course you're into crystals. Why wouldn't you be? I think it comes in the Woo starter pack they send to you after your first severe head injury.
Maybe they're dissolving. Maybe
your brain is dissolving in all that concentrated silly you keep pumping directly into your skull. If it hasn't completely dissolved already. Although, I suppose you do need to make space for every single bad idea the human race has ever come up with. I mean, they had to go somewhere.
Something that was stopping them from dissolving went away, and now they're just dissolving.
But, and go with me on this one, but they aren't dissolving. I think we might have, you know, noticed the frigging melting stars in the sky. I feel like it's the kind of thing that more than just your type would have been paying attention to. Humans are kind of into stars. They would notice if they started disappearing at a rapid rate.
I don't know, I just think the word there, dissolved, is interesting. And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their host shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree.
I think you missed the real message behind that bit. Figs, scrolls. Fig scrolls. Fig rolls. Big fig roll is going to turn off all the stars, and somehow that's going to make people buy more fig rolls. No, I'm not sure how that works, and I'm pretty sure it's the Underpants Gnome's philosophy of business, aka Underpants, profit. Except in this case, it's basically destroy 99% of the universe, fig rolls. Sounds good to me. I love fig rolls.
Fig is a really big symbol in the Bible. It's interesting that we have terms like figment.
Fig and figment. You do realise that you are reading from a translation of the Bible, right? I'm pretty sure in whatever language that passage was originally written, their word for fig and figment are almost certainly completely different. Like, looking for connections between how words are spelled in translations is just completely pointless. There's a reason people talk about things being lost in translation, and this is kind of the reverse of that, that something is added in translation. But it's not, because that wouldn't make any sense. A translation wouldn't be more accurate than the source material.
Of people's imagination. GIF is a big format for files, and it's fig backwards.
Oh, off. First off, it's officially GIF, so spelled backwards it would be pronounced fidge. And secondly, it's an acronym, Graphics Interchange Format, a term that I am pretty sure has not a goddamn thing to do with figs, and definitely has nothing to do with the pigging Bible. Well, aside from that bit where the Holy Spirit bangs on and on about these new memes he's found that were like old 10 years ago. Freaking boomer spirit.
But anyways, the sky's gonna open up and stars are gonna fall. You know the old saying, the sky is falling, the sky is falling? That's where this comes from.
Oh god, I was making fun of you when I called it the sky falling. But you actually think that's going to happen? You actually think that could happen? Man, there really is no saving you from your own stupidity, is there? The meaning of the sky falling is about believing that something nonsensical is going to happen and getting all hysterical about it, and that being a bad thing to do. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This kind of genius level stupid is just, I don't think it's actually possible. Not from someone who isn't basically able to move small objects with their mind. So I have to assume he really just is this absolutely absurd. That or the world's greatest supervillain.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos, and she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the